And we're live. Welcome to Office Hours with Arrow, a LinkedIn Live event hosted by Arrow leaders who care about what senior living looks like. I'm your host and producer, Rachel Sheehan, and today with me we have very special guests from Inspiren, as well as our very own Derek Harris returning to LinkedIn Live. So I'm very excited for you all to be here. This is the first of our Besties series, which we'll get into what it means to be an Arrow bestie. But first, I'd love for each of you just to briefly introduce who you are, your title at Inspiren, and tell us how long you've been with Inspiren. That'd be good. So, Julie, I will start with you.
So I'm Julie, and I do work with therapy and clinical partnerships, and I am newly with Inspiren from May until now. So very excited to be here and chat more about all of the amazing work we are all doing together.
Very cool. I love it. Mike.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Wang. I'm the founder and chief clinical officer here at Inspiren. It's been extraordinary to have a partnership with Derek, Stephanie, and the entire Arrow team. Super thrilled to be here, especially with two of my very best from the Inspiren team. Really looking forward to the conversation, everyone.
Awesome. And Natalie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Dosey. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships here at Inspiren, and I've been with the company since March, working super closely with Arrow and with Derek, and just excited to be here and talk more about what our partnership looked like. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, welcome to Office Hours with Arrow. Derek, I'm going to have you introduce yourself as well and kind of tell us what we're talking about today.
Hey everyone, I'm Derek Harris. I'm Arrow's Managing Director of Wellness Integration, and today we are celebrating a very excited, belated, happy second anniversary to the Arrow Senior Living and Inspiren partnership. The anniversary actually occurred just not too long ago, but we didn't really have time to celebrate. We were doing 12 go lives at once, so we had a lot going on. So we purposely belated this a little bit, but we're here excited to celebrate not just 2 years, but 27 installs in those 2 years. I think that's almost 2,000 devices that we have installed. So a lot of great things to celebrate.
Wow. So that's what, just to make sure everybody's on the same page, that's what you mean by go lives, is whenever Inspiren is live in our community, right?
Yep, that's exactly.
I love it. So what attracted Arrow to Inspiren as a partner?
So we're always looking at what is the latest and greatest as far as technologies and other strategic partnerships. We want to make sure that everyone is gelling well in the organization. And so our eyes and ears are always open. And it was actually one of our other third-party partners that had reached out and had said, hey, have you ever heard of this company? And the answer was no, I had not. I did a little bit of Googling, and I did a web inquiry just wanting to learn some more. And as luck would have it, this really big McKnight's article dropped literally like the next day and was saying, you know, this is the company that's taking the senior living technology world by storm. And of course, that excited me even more. So we met with the Inspiren team, and I think what attracted me the most was they just have this total passion towards their entire product line that we'll hear a little bit more in the next little bit. And you could tell, or I could tell at the time, I mean, we were going to do big things, and we knew that we would have this evolution of what the products and the services that we're able to offer through the partnership. So it was a very energizing opportunity to meet with them and see where could this go.
I love that. I feel like Derek is like the king of our partnerships here too. He's just so good at partnering with other organizations. And I think that's awesome that another partnership that you already had kind of helped form this partnership. So very cool. Mike, will you tell us kind of a brief history of Inspiren, what it is you all do, and how you went from having this great idea to making it a reality?
Yeah, what an incredible journey has been. My first career was the military. I spent 7 years in the United States Army and then became a nurse. It was at the bedside that I originally came up with the idea of Inspiren. So it was purely from a clinician's perspective and lens. And I think that has stayed with the company until today. It's a very clinician focused ethos, and every aspect of our technology functionality is is developed through that lens. So very happy that that is still very much at the very central column of everything that we do. Inspiren's technology development process has always involved the best of the best from the worlds of clinical engineering, product development. Just a little bit over 13 or 14 months ago, we only had 25 people. It was still just starting up. My very first senior living conference that I spoke in was Senior Living 100 about 2 years ago. Very quickly from there, today we have about 150 people in the company. We're post Series B, and also just the opportunity to be able to work with incredible folks such as Julie and Natalie, really assembling the ultimate Avenger team that will help us work with amazing organizations such as Arrow to transform senior living. I believe we really are at an optimal position to be able to transform senior living from a technology perspective, process perspective, and ultimately also people perspective as well. So we're in this incredible position to do this, and we could not ask for a better partner such as Derek, Stephanie, you, Rachel, and the entire Arrow team.
So tell me, I know I've heard of Augie, but can you tell me or show me what is Augie? Just as an example of one of your.
Yes. Yes, the star of the show, is not me. It is actually Augie, and Julie beautifully presented there. Augie stands for Artificial Intelligence. Yeah, exactly. It is our the neural center of our technology platform. We also have other auxiliary hardwares that goes along with it. But Augie is the most advanced edge computing device that utilizes computer vision and also the most advanced computational power to be able to not only understand who is in the room and the things that are happening in the room, but also calculate and capture the care that's actually happening in the room. All of this is autonomous and allowing us to be able to transform all of that data into really helpful guidelines to the organization that impact safety, financial status of the organization, operational efficiency, and so on. So it was our dream to develop the ecosystem for senior living that utilizes the most advanced artificial intelligence. There's been several evolutions of Augie. I won't show the first generation. The very first generation protocol was the size of a small child, and then it kind of shrunk from there. And now the version that Julie had in her hand is a little bit bigger than an iPhone. So it's been an incredible evolution of the technology. And also we take incredible care in how we design the technology. It is beautiful, it is sleek, and it's something that anyone would proud to have in their living environment and in their home. So we take tremendous pride in developing Augie, and it is the star of the show, and it's what brings our whole ecosystem together.
I do love it. I'm going to just try to make it front and center here. And you can see the angles. It looks so aesthetically pleasing. And just, if you hold it up next to a cell phone, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with it, you're saying it detects who's in the room and then it gets data. So does it, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. It catches all the data of how many times people come in the room. What is it? Yeah.
So it does a couple of different things. One, our artificial intelligence layer is able to tell proactively if something potentially dangerous is happening to the resident. Let's say if the resident is slipping out of the chair, if they're getting out of the bed in the middle of the night when it's dangerous to do that. Augie automatically detects that and sends advanced notifications to caregivers so they can take action immediately before something actually happens. So that's a big differentiation between fall detection and fall prevention. But also Augie studies the longitudinal behavior of the resident and knows how they normally behave and if there's a deviation from that behavior that's indicative of early decline or deterioration and so on. So from a safety perspective, we really focus on prevention. And then the other part is Augie automatically calculates the amount of care and the types of care that are happening inside the room. So when the caregiver enters the room, it knows who it is, it knows the type of interaction that's actually happening, and it calculates care levels for every single resident. So it knows if a care level is supposed to be 4, however, it's designated 1. And then that's when Natalie and our clinical team jumps into action and help the community to be able to put that resident in the correct care setting and the care level. So all of that is happening in the background. That's really the true power of data. And the leadership team uses this data and the advanced analytics dashboard, which we recently launched. It's called Augie Intelligence, where all of this data really comes to life and guides the decision-making process for the organization. So as a full ecosystem, now Augie also has advanced e-call or nurse call capability, where we solve for the traditional problem. When someone calls, you don't know why they're calling. So now you can communicate with the resident directly, you can see the resident, and really solves a lot of the triage issues that comes with traditional call bell system. So really excited to have the full ecosystem now live out there in the world.
Yeah, that's incredible. I didn't know all this. I'm learning so much. I love
Thank you.
very cool. So I did want to get in, Julie and Natalie. Julie, I'll start with you because you are more than the Vanna
I'm
White. So I want to get into a little bit more about like your job role and what attracted you to Inspiren as a company.
Yeah, and the clinical partnership part of it, therapy, I have a long-standing history with therapy. So I think it's so important to not only predict and detect, but what are you doing after that? You're finding out something's going on with the resident, but then you have to get interventions in place. So working with these power partnerships, such as Empower Me, to actually immediately talk to them, tell them what's going on, and get interventions going for the residents, that's where the magic's happening. Because now we're figuring out what's going on, but we're actually doing something about it. So you're really coming together to affect the quality of life of that resident. So that to me is incredible.
That is incredible because I don't feel like every company out there that has, a technology, anything like, a computer or whatever, would not be thinking about things like that, the aftermath of it. So I think that really speaks to how much Inspiren cares. So.
Oh, absolutely. When you have people working together cohesively, all communicating, having the same information, like that is when you're all on the same page and interventions can happen so quickly. Because in the therapy world, I'll tell you what, timing matters. And even an hour delay, 24 hours delay, that's someone's life. Like that could be the difference between a drastic fall that ends up in the ER and that person dying versus getting the help they need beforehand. And now all of a sudden we've saved all that. So it's incredibly amazing what we can do all together. I love it.
Very cool. Natalie, tell us about your role.
Yeah, my role is to provide strategic oversight and partnership to our operators. And what that really means is that I get to spend a ton of time with Derek, which is fantastic. He's a wonderful partner to us, really ensuring success of the partnership and that Arrow is seeing the outcomes that we're talking through and that they expect from us. So I partner really closely with our clinical success team, and Mike mentioned them. We have dedicated nurses that are staffed for Arrow specifically to really review the data and the insights that we're seeing from the communities and presenting that back. And my partnership is really to take that to the next level. What do the insights tell us in terms of the outcomes that we're looking for? Mike mentioned providing the opportunity to assess residents earlier based off of data-driven insights, perhaps staffing, right? We're seeing sort of hotspots in terms of care visits and care time being spent, as well as understanding the residents' behavior, the falls that are occurring, and kind of threading all of those pieces together for a real true sense of what's occurring at the community. And then being able to do something with it. So partnering with the Arrow team is really special. We also, as Julie mentioned, are working with Empower Me. And I know we'll talk through some of the tech awards and things that we're working on together, but really is a true partnership. And it's really exciting to be a part of it.
And here's a fun fact: about 30% of the entire Inspiren team are all clinicians with a minimum of 7 years of clinical experience, coming from the backgrounds of nursing, nursing research, doctorate of nursing, nurse practitioners, doctorate in physical therapy. It has retained this clinical focus and clinical perspective that drives everything that we do. So very, very fortunate to have these incredible clinicians on the team and to guide our decision-making process.
Yeah, very cool. And also, I heard we have some e-call installations happening. Do we have the e-call gem too, Julie? Do you have that?
Yeah, this is super, super exciting. Derek and the team at Arrow have recently partnered with us to install e-call into a few communities and hopefully to more, but we're excited to get them in, see how they work, hear the feedback. Arrow's been a wonderful partner, just helping us to iterate on solutions over time. But the e-call provides the opportunity for residents to press it at any point in the room. They'll also have a pendant that they can wear, a wearable pendant that they can also select. But yeah, it's teeny tiny and it's super cute. And that will be starting to install in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's completely wireless, battery operated with long battery lives, and they're also waterproof. So it could also be in showers, especially for the bathroom, and we can populate these wireless buttons across the entire apartment where they can immediately call for help, and the caregivers can jump into action by communicating with them directly through two-way communication, and then of course also virtually round on them to actually see a visual of the resident in a privacy protected manner. So all of this really solves that traditional problem of nurse call systems, which is when someone calls, you have no idea why they're calling.
Yeah. Wow. You guys have thought of everything. No wonder there's been some awards, right? So Derek, will you fill us in? What award did you win? And I know there's one we're waiting results on, I believe. So fill us in.
Definitely a group effort, but in 2024, we won a McKnight's Technology Award with Inspiren. And then that was, of course, very early on in the relationship. We're finalists this year. We're just awaiting the big results for the 2025 McKnight's Technology Award. But to Julie's point, in her position, the big part of that submission was all about the ecosystem and how we're collaborating and using technology, not just for our communities, but how we interact and work with Inspiren, how we work with Empower Me and their therapy team. And then as well as Empower Me owns the pharmacy, Everspring, and how you pull all these people together, and then you're getting nurse consultants, consultant pharmacists, and you get so many eyes on your residents and so many skill sets from all these different people. So we're really excited about that. We're just awaiting the big news, but excited to be named a finalist for this one.
That's so cool. And I did want, Derek, I want you to show off your shirt because I almost forgot. Show off your shirt and tell us what that means.
So so Arrow's annual retreat, we had our not retreat, sorry, our growth summit that we had earlier this year. I remember there was still snow on the ground. That was great for someone that lives in Florida to get to play in the snow. I loved it. We had that in St. Louis, and one of the things that we do each year is we have sponsors for the retreat, and the top sponsorship is called the Arrow Bestie, and Inspiren was the Arrow Bestie. So part of that, we had the privilege, and Mike, I think that was actually the first time I had ever met you. We were kind of like passing like ships in the night. Well, we had talked many, many times before, but as far as in the flesh in person,
Yeah,
I think that was actually the very first time. So that was super exciting, not just to meet you, but to have you there. And you had touched earlier about your military experience. And I think it was great because it wasn't just the Arrow core team, it was also our executive directors that were in the audience at that. And we got to not only hear just about Augie and about Inspiren, but we got to hear about your experiences in the military, your time as a Green Beret, what it took to get to that point, and how hard you had to work at that. And I think that transcribed to, you're obviously a very hard worker and you never tire out and you respond to just about anything at 2:00 in the morning, and so we see how that energy passes through. And I think that was just really great though for everyone they might have just been expecting you to get on stage and just talk 100% about Inspiren. But really what you were talking about, I think you might have spent just maybe 10% of the time talking about Inspiren, but more about some of these other critical topics that kind of build the framework of the company. And I think it was just so important to see beyond the partnership and get to know people as more of an individual. And I think that's really just how these relationships grow. I mean, it's not a transactional relationship where it's just a operator and a partner. It just goes so much deeper than that. And it was just very pivotal to make sure that other people were able to see, oh, okay, I get it. I get it why you partnered with this company.
Yeah. And also, let me tell you that the energy in the room was just unbelievable. From the first second I stepped on stage to the end when we did, the photo, it was just incredible to really feel the culture of Arrow, and also just how similar our cultures are. And I think that's one of the things that people don't talk enough about is when you choose a technology partner or whatever partner, right? They should have the same ethos and the same culture and the same way of operating style as you do. It just really makes the day-to-day that much smoother. And in the end, you really feel like you're on one singular team as opposed to vendor versus client and all of this kind of stuff. So it was just an incredible honor for me to be there, to meet you in person, to meet so many faces I normally see on Zoom calls actually really come to life. It was one of the highlights of my career to be able to be there, experience it, and also to have everyone come together under one singular spirit. So it was absolutely incredible.
That's awesome. And I did want to share, I know you had a retreat recently too, and you sent Arrow a little video. So I'm going to share that really quick.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. Say hi to the Inspiren team.
I love it. I mean, what a team. You said, I mean, it's just grown, right? So very cool. Is there anything you want to highlight from that you want to share?
Well, in that video, you can hear I've been talking for about three days straight, and also yelling a lot of the times because of the energy. So you hear my voice was really beginning to go. But talking about bringing the best of the best from all over the world. We had people flying in from Indonesia, from Europe, and all over the United States, all in one single room. I mean, Natalie, you can speak to the energy level for those 3 days. And that's what we call the Inspiren energy and the Inspiren vibe. That's a real thing. And that is matched with Arrow's culture and energy. You know what, Derek? I think one day we got to bring the two groups together as a mega summit. That then it will be absolutely just phenomenal. So
we'll get noise complaints, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. So talk about the energy of the two organizations. Very similar, very in sync with one another, and we are just absolutely grateful to be able to work with Derek and his team.
And I'll speak a little bit about the genuineness of that team. I actually, unfortunately, was not there because I was getting married. So that's a good excuse to miss the summit. But that entire team took a minute out of their time and sent me a message and congratulated me all the way in Greece and remembered my wedding. And just when I tell you, the most genuine, passionate people, it's not fake, it's not checking a box, it's people who actually care, and energy, it's palpable, you can feel it. And so I just wanted to note that as well of the summit.
But she was definitely there in spirit. We all felt Julie's spirit. It was in the room, and of course, she was celebrating one of the most special days in her life, and we wanted to be a part of it. We were just selfish in wanting to be a part of it.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I'll say for me, the summit was called One Inspiren, and the intention was really to leave as one Inspiren, and we really truly felt that way. Oftentimes you go to work events, in my past, and you leave kind of exhausted. What was the point of that? Could it have been an email? That is not the way Inspiren rolls. If we're getting on site together, it's intentional, there's purpose behind it, and we left really feeling like one mission, one team, one drive, let's get after it. And it was incredibly powerful to be there. And And so I think the whole team here was really grateful that we were all brought to one place, but it really set us off in motion of like, here's what we're doing this next half and how we really want to service our clients and folks that are looking to come our way.
And what Inspiren also includes, of course, our partners. So you're a part of that family, you're a part of that energy. And I think that's a key part of our success together.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, guys, we're having so much fun. We're already almost out of time. I can't believe it. So I'm just going to ask Mike this question. But so 27 communities in 2 years, right? Is there anything you'd like to highlight as success or maybe lessons learned? What is just your key takeaway from 27 communities?
For me first, and then obviously we went fast. We were very intentional in every single aspect of the partnership, and also credit to the Arrow team as always. They were very methodical about the approach to the functionalities and also adoption. What was the best approach that would lead to the highest adoption, and also really those folks on the ground who are providing care, how are they getting value from it, right? So it was a very methodical process. The rollout process was definitely fast and enterprise level, obviously, but in every single little milestone, in every single segment of that journey, we were together. We were locked together. We were aligned in exactly what we wanted to accomplish, what the KPIs were. And we were also very transparent with one another, right? During the implementation process, there were aspects of the product that were still very malleable, right? So we really relied on Derek and his team to give very transparent feedback in how we can make it perfect for their use cases, for what they need in order to get value. So it was a true partnership. It was not a product we dropped off and says, peace, good luck with it. It is a true partnership. And that's the spirit that we approach with every single client, is that unbelievable synergy that we create together that in the end really shows in terms of the outcome and also the quality of the product and so on. So definitely was instrumental as a part of our growth as a company, as a product, but also just to be able to get that candid feedback that really guided us in the right direction every step of the way. That is a technologist's dream, and we really executed very well on all levels from that perspective.
Awesome. Yeah. Natalie, Julie, you want to add anything?
I'll add that, to Mike's point, it really is the partnership that makes this successful. So Derek has provided us very clear standards for all of the communities, which is incredibly helpful when you're doing things at this scale.
Yeah.
And so the partnership just really coming together. And of course, I've only been here since March, so I don't have all the history like Mike and Derek do. But from what I've seen, I'm sure that's been very helpful. And in terms of 27, we're moving past 27, right? We've just have 5 more communities that are coming on board with us. So hitting into the 30s, which is just incredible in terms of the amount of communities in such a short period of time and the success we've been able to achieve together.
Yeah, I also like to add that Arrow, under their leadership, is truly one of the most forward-thinking, visionary organizations in the entire market. Now, the data permeates through the entire enterprise, right? And the entire goal of all of this is for the data to drive the decision-making process, to gain valuable insights, and also really to focus on what would be the most impactful things we can do together for the well-being and for the quality of life of the residents. So all the credit to Arrow in terms of their vision, how they see technology, and really they're one of the foremost leaders in this industry that's done just a tremendous job.
And I will follow that with Derek. I have known you as a friend and someone I've respected for, almost like 10 years, maybe more, maybe less, somewhere around that. And now we finally get to have official bestie shirts. So I need to get one. And until I get one, I will have a little Arrow bestie sign.
I love that.
So I am thrilled that we can officially say that.
Okay, look, send her a shirt now. We're on it. I love it. Derek, is there anything you would like to add?
No, the only thing that I would add in is that, happy anniversary, Arrow and Inspiren. It's been a really exciting 2 years. It's not about the 27 communities that we've added, but also looking at the evolution of how far we grew. This was a brand new relationship. And although we're not strangers to this type of technology, we were strangers mutually. And I look at just how we've used the technology, how we've grown with it, and all the things that we've done, and now adding onto the product lines. When I look at 2 years, and then I think what's going to happen 8 years from now, what's going to happen when we're celebrating a decade together, I can't even fathom at this point. I'm sure, Mike, you've probably got a roadmap somewhere in your head of where we'll be in 10 years. And I can't wait to hear what that is. But if I know you as well as I know you, I think that we'll be on to even bigger and better things than we even know is imaginable right now. And I love that the future is bright.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I do have to end us with Kayla Varlow put this in the chat that she is doing the mic through emojis. And I just loved it. So thank you. I think we did it. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone listening, we'll be back next week. Same place, same time. So Inspiren, thank you so much for being a bestie and being here today.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.